Yeah, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Thank you for being there. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for being committed to the spread of God's word through this channel. I trust God for much more this year. All right, so as this year unfolds and unveils itself, I have this very particular disturbing issue on my mind, and it is why teenagers don't like the idea of God. I don't know if it's something you have experienced or something you have observed, but I've observed it and it's troubling. It's disturbing. Like, why do I have to, why is it difficult for them to just like God? When you call the idea of God, when you mention God, they just give you this cold reception, like, she has come. Oh my God, she's not saying our language. She's not. And I'm like, why? And so I've been thinking about it, and I decided to create a survey, and I sent across board. Okay, let's get your feedback. Perhaps you'll be able to share with me why you are disinterested about God. Okay, and I got feedbacks, and I just really want to share reasons why these teenagers don't like the idea of God. And I trust God that subsequently we'll be able to talk about who God is to them in a very simpler way, okay? Another thing I want to talk about is that these teenagers don't like God because they don't even know God. So that's the reason. Do you like somebody you barely have a knowledge of or an understanding of? You don't. They don't even know God at all. They don't know who God is to them. So you can't blame them for not liking God because they don't even know God. Many have misconceptions about God. It's just like saying, you say I have a father. Where is the father? I cannot even see him. I cannot even enjoy his benefits. It goes from ignorance to hate. I don't know God, so don't tell me to love him. Why will I love somebody I don't know? Do you understand me? So these teenagers don't know God. They have misconceptions about God, and so they hate him. They don't want to even hear about him. One other reason is that many do not have worthy examples to look up to. These teenagers do not have worthy examples to look up to. I wonder how Isaac, how Joseph, how Daniel and the Hebrew boys, how Esther, even as teenagers, were able to love and reference God. And after I've thought deeply, it dawned on me that these children had worthy examples. Isaac watched his father reference God. Joseph watched his father worship God. The Daniel boys Daniel and his friends had already been inoculated that they knew God, that they were able to stand their ground even in their comfort zone and even in the land of captivity. These boys knew God as teenagers. They had worthy examples to look up to. They are seeing the consistent pattern. And this boils down to the fact that our parents, adults alike, are not living up to that standard. These teenagers cannot see Christ in us. They can't see Christ in you as a parent, as an uncle, as an aunt. And so they are confused about the concept of God. You present one kind of God to them and you act in a different way, and they are confused. Which one are we to follow? So don't blame us if you don't love God. We are confused about the concept of God you are presenting to us. So if you are baffling or if you are wondering why that teenager around you do not like God, it is because you have confused them. They are confused. They need to have worthy examples to look up to. Many do not even understand the love dimension of God. They do not understand the love dimension of God. Many have not come to understand the need for God yet. When they turn teenagers, there's always a vacuum in the heart of a teenager. This vacuum that nothing can fill. Even parents, they begin to revolve against their parents. This is the time where God fills that vacuum. God fills that vacuum. That's when they need answers to many questions. That is the time where God fills that vacuum. And that is the best time to develop a relationship with God. Growing up as a teenager, I had a mother who was a pattern, who was a worthy example of what it means to love God. It was beyond she taking us to church. It was seeing it practically expressed in giving, in love, in patience, self-control, and all, in prayers. She exudes it. So parents, loved ones, and my dearest teenagers, please, there is a need to know God. You don't need to hate God as teenagers. Please don't hate God. You need him more than any other thing. He is your father, he is your lover, he is everything, he is your life, he is the reason why you're existing. He is the one that gives meaning to your existence. So you cannot hate somebody who gives meaning to your existence. Please and please, you need to come up and realize that there is a need for God. Do not let peer pressure push you away from God. Do not let social media entertainment push you away from God. Do not have a negative mindset about God. You need God. Please open your heart to understand that God is love, God is your Father, and God is everything to you. All right? Thank you, and have a wonderful day.